Hello, my name is Collection Connoisseur. I collect digital thingamabobs and video games, and today I'm playing Monster Train. This time on Monster Train, we're going to do a standard run, no expert challenge. We'll be playing with the Stygian Guard and Umbra, primary. This is a combination we've never played with before on a standard run. And unfortunately, the reason it's selected is because I've died already. Actually, died twice, both times getting to the Last Divinity. Which means my win streak on the Herzl Cup has gone down to 0 once again. I have never, I don't think, gotten to a win streak of 2 on Herzl Cup. It'd be nice to do that, but we can only hope for a 1 this time. In a previous run, I had a deck that heavily relied on incant and spells, especially to deal with the bigger units, which worked really well for most of it, but not the Last Divinity fight. So we're going to put this one here, you up here, and then we preserve something. Preserve the Shade Splitter. And then I think we die, honestly. Because you are not taking enough damage. You definitely kill us. What am I thinking? You definitely kill us. How sad. Spell weakness applied. We got a new personal record, just a little bit above our previous best. Let's go. Alright, Seraph the Diligent is awful. My least favorite, consumes spells. We've got a Guardian's Amulet, which is an offering card. We have Umbra Assault, which is my least favorite way to get morsels, aside from Plink, probably. And then Mollusk Mage, which is good. I like Mollusk Mages. Alright, well, let's upgrade the champion. I'm gonna do Conduit, and part of the reason I'm doing Conduit, actually, this one doesn't deal damage. Oh. Right, maybe we should do Handheld Totem. I'm going to do Conduit anyway. It does more attack. Titan's Claws seems pretty interesting. Guild Marker is really good at the beginning. I'm going to take Guild Marker. Oh, Sketches of Salvation? Sketches of Salvation. I like it. This is consistent morsels. We're playing with Umbra. Remember that Umbra is not the best one to take Sketches of Salvation, but Stygian is. So let's take it. Sketches of Salvation run. Let's see how this goes. We really want a unit draft. We're probably going to take some damage to get that unit draft. But with sketches, we want more unit drafts. Oh, a Mollusk Mage ended up there. How about that? So one of the problems is, do we have a way to bring Tethys Titan's Bane down? There is. There is the Umbra card that brings all of the units, friendly and enemies, down. If we get that, we could have Tethys Titan's Bane in the center too. Which is a thought. It's a thought. I don't know how useful of a thought it is, but it's a thought. Do we want the Train Steward up there? I guess we do. And Frozen Lance goes there. We don't kill the Collector. We can kill it with the Umbra Assault. Should we? We might want to. We could kill this one with Umbra Assault too. I'm going to do the Frozen Lance. And then another Frozen Lance? Alright, now we're killing the Collector. And we could play the Umbra Assault here. We get 2 Magma Morsels. You know, I wanted you to have more health as the thing. So one of my train stewards in the center is going to die and give you damage shield, which is very sad. Guardian's Amulet. Is Guardian's Amulet the best thing that we can do right now? Doesn't seem that useful. I think Umbra Assault just dealing more damage to you is useful. You kill one. Oh, and then you heal up. Right. Rubble Morsel up here, and I guess a Mollusk Mage up here too. The Mollusk Mage, we don't want to go in front because we don't want that one to kill it. Alright, how well are we going to do at the top there? We can do things at the top. We can do the Frozen Lance. And we can do Umbra Assault. We can give you some lifesteal. I like that. So, give you some lifesteal. We can't really fit morsels anywhere else. Except the bottom. I guess we're gonna put morsels at the bottom. I don't think they're gonna do anything. I guess we're gonna deal 3 damage by putting morsels at the bottom. 3 damage to the boss. Bam. Now, I like Umbra Assault. Yeah, let's do that on you. And then Frozen Lance, of course. Shade Splitter, just to get a different morsel. Kind of like the morsel that we got, so let's not play Shade Splitter. And then, what's happening at the top? We are winning, because we can play Frozen Lance, and Guardian's Amulet. Great. Now, we need a good pick. Ooh, Offering Token. Offering Token is good with Guardian's Amulet. I think I'll take it. You know, Gem Trove would be great if we could pay for it, I guess? I think I prefer Mind Collapse. And then, ooh, a Siren of the Sea. Great to put in the center. I'm gonna do that. Siren of the Sea for the center. Now, we want the Merchant of Steel and another unit. So, Merchant of Steel has a Speed Stone. Interesting. Also a Rune Stone. You've got a Twin Stone and a Seek Stone. Don't know about those yet. So I probably want... See, the problem with the Titan Sentry, if we put the Titan Sentry in the center and it doesn't appear in front, then it's kind of worthless. If we take the Guard of the Unnamed, it's a good sacrifice target. So I'm going to take this one, thinking about sacrificing it. Kind of want to re-roll here, because I don't think we want Speed Stone as much as some other things. So I'm going to re-roll. Frenzy Stone we like. Frenzy Stone, we're going to put that on Siren of the Sea. And then, do we take the Rune Stone and put it on Siren of the Sea? I think that's good. That'll give you a fair amount more health. Then we're going to sacrifice the Guard of the Unnamed to you. Sacrifice the Guard of the Unnamed to the Siren of the Sea. We also want to reduce the number of Mollusk Mages that we have, but we're not doing that this time, clearly. And then we need to think about these two. Twin Stone. I don't see the point for that. Seek Stone. Alright, neither of those. Let's move on. We do want a unit draft. I'll accept armor 10 on enemy units for a unit draft. I really don't like the sweep that the boss has. So we're going to put the Siren of the Sea at the top. And let's play the Shade Splitter so that we can not get Ember Drain on the first turn. Even though it would have been nice to do the Incant. Okay, this Titan's Bane goes up here. Shade Splitter goes up here. Morsel Excavator goes up here. And then Frozen Lance doesn't do a whole lot, and you're very scary. Oh my. You're very scary. Alright, we're going to play the Frozen Lance up here just for the Incant. I think the Incant is a little bit better than the other things we could do right now. The Guardian's Amulet is nice in the center. We could play Guardian's Amulet and then Mind Collapse. Interesting. Let's do that. Guardian's Amulet, Mind Collapse. I'm going to kill the Collector, because we really want the Collector money. Now, we can play Shade Splitter, Shade Splitter. These two morsels up here. And the Frozen Lance, it does 16 damage in the middle. But I think it's still better to do it up here just to incant you as much as possible. Brief Respite. We have an offering token that we can play up here. Let's do that. We can play the Mollusk Mage up here, which I will. We're going to get Ember Drain this turn, that's fine. The Ant Umbra Assault goes here to get some morsels. The Morsel Excavators don't seem like the best for us. We could play this one here to kill that one. I like that. The Ant Umbra Morsel seems a little bit better for what we're doing up here. So let's do that. And then Frozen Lance so that you die. Alright, everything dies at the top. That's great. And we've got 3 Morsel Excavators to put at the bottom. The Shade Splitters are going to be quite bad once Sketches of Salvation start to go. So you're not dying. How interesting. We can probably change that. You have Sweep, so all of those down there are useless. Right. Let's play the Frozen Lance and Frozen Lance. That will mean that we kill the back one. Also play the Shade Splitter. And play our Magma Morsel. And then we can play this down here just to have it die. And use up... Actually, you have Spell Shield. We don't use any of that up. Alright, the middle floor is going to just kind of die, sadly. We do have an Ant Umbra Assault that we can play on you. Let's do that. And then... probably want the Magma Morsel up here the most. And then we've got a Mind Collapse that we can play at the end. So let's do Shade Splitter up here. And then the Mind Collapse. And then think about whether we're playing the other Shade Splitter at the top. We are. And then the Frozen Lance we will play here, just to get rid of a Spell Shield, I guess. Alright, and I think we win no problem with the Siren of the Sea at the top. We do. Alright, but we're still going to play Frozen Lances. Yeah. It killed both back units immediately. Another offering token. I think at max I want 2 of those. Let's take another one. Do I want another Mind Collapse? Maybe. They've been kind of nice so far. don't really want Pact Morsels. Or the Umbra Assault. Morsels are going to be quite bad with sketches. So let's not think of morsels too much. Oh, Shadow Siege. So the thing about Shadow Siege, for one, we don't care how much space it takes up. If it's in the center. And for two, we can sacrifice it to something or something to it. And it would be so great. Alright, what's happening here? This is a divine artifact. I don't think we need one on ring 3, really. So, choose one and skip it. Rather have the money right now. We want to go here. I mean, an Umbra unit is unfortunate because it's usually not the type of unit that we want. But it's still a chance for another unit, and we probably want that most. Also, we could duplicate one of the ones that we have. Like the Siren of the Sea, we could duplicate. Let's go this way. I'm gonna click this one, but I'm concerned. Yeah, both of them have gorge effects. Let's skip them. Concealed Caverns? What do you have for me? Do I take anything from here? We could take the trap chute. Or the hook, for that matter. I think these are not the best with a Sketches of Salvation run. And they both just consume. I'm gonna actually leave this one be. I don't know if I've ever done that before. Just left that one, not taking either card. And then we're gonna duplicate our minion that we've upgraded so much. The Guard of the Unnamed Siren of the Sea. We need to remove more cards. You applied Dazed on Strike. That's sad, but maybe we can put morsels in front. Not in the center, but in other places. So we could play the Umbra Assault this turn to get 2 morsels. And that means that we can play a morsel in front so that you hit it. I think that the Morsel Jeweler is going to be better than the Umbra morsel, so we'll play this one in front. And Guard of the Unnamed, Tethys Titan's Bane, a couple of Frozen Lances, and the Morsel Jeweler. Great. Really don't like you being in front and getting dazed when Talos hits you. We've got another Guard of the Unnamed. Neither of them appeared in the center, which was quite sad. We can put one at the bottom. Certainly thinking about it. We've got Ember this turn at least, so yeah, we'll put one at the bottom. But we're going to put a Train Steward in front. And then let's play a Mind Collapse next. The 9 damage on you is much less significant than this one dying, so let's kill one of these. And now you don't die. We can play the Umbra Assault to kill this one too. And then some morsels. I probably want the morsels at the top the most, honestly. And we're going to play the Frozen Lance up here for the Incant. The bottom one is going to be a little bit useful, but mostly it's not going to do much, because it's not in the center yet. We want it in the center. Oh, you survive because this one gets dazed, and you kill my Mollusk Mage? This is very upsetting. Let's do some Incants. Alright, we discarded 2 Deadweights. And then some more Incant. And then... don't see the point of that. This one in the center is not bad, but It doesn't really help us kill you anymore. Unless you go to the top and you dazed my guy up there. We're going to have a Shade Splitter next turn, so we can take care of that. No, we can't because you have Sweep. Oh no. Oh no. You might make it to the top. Has Talos the Architect dazed my front one to protect him? Oh, nope. You went down. Great. Glad you went down. You are almost killing my Tethys Titan's Bane, and you will kill my Tethys Titan's Bane, unless we do something about it. The Mollusk Mage at the top is very pointless, so maybe we play the Mollusk Mage at the bottom. Play the Mollusk Mage at the bottom. Play a couple of Shade Splitters at the top. Although we do need to play... We actually don't need to play this one now, but there's no harm in it. And then play another Shade Splitter. Play a Train Steward in front down here, so that it dies. Okay. And then Rubble Morsels will have you die at the top, sadly, because of the sweep. Okay. Talos the Architect is going to go to the top, isn't she? Yes. We can sap. How good is sap right now? It prevents you from doing your attack there, but you still get dazed. Would we rather play a Shade Splitter? But the Shade Splitter would have to be the 6 health one. No, that wouldn't help either. Alright, we're playing the Guardian's Amulet up here. You still get dazed, but at least you're not attacking at all, which means when you get to the top, we'll get a free hit on you. And then Frozen Lance, Frozen Lance. The dazed hurt caused my Pyre to have to deal with something. Darn, we took 10 damage. And Umbra Assault. We can play to kill this one. Do that. And then let's play some morsels. And then let's figure out where we're putting morsels. So at the bottom, we could put morsels. In the center, we can't fit them. At the top, we can put morsels. Which ones do we want you to have? I guess this one and this one. So you get those two. And then that means that you get these two. And then we can play a Frozen Lance at the bottom, which is helpful. Okay, we're dealing 45 damage to the boss. It's something. Do we win in the center? We do. Our big guy in the center. We took 10 damage. We could take the Spike of the Stygian for even more sap. Or we could take Blazing Bolts because Blazing Bolts is really good. Let's take Blazing Bolts. Now, what do we most want in terms of unit essences on our gigantic guy? We could do the Morsel Maker to give him more health and attack every turn. This one would just apply spell weakness. I'm kind of thinking of sacrificing him the other way, because then we have plus 60, plus 50 on a sweep unit. But I don't think we should, because I think just having you have 200 attack is really nice. And I think we should do Guard of the Unnamed, because then there's just more incants. So let's get more incants. We don't care about Light of Seraph. Devil's Remorse is good. Herzl's Compound is good. think I actually want Bell's Remorse. Okay. We're a little bit Ember hungry. Alright, we definitely want to remove cards. We kind of have to go this way. So, we still don't get to sacrifice. There are sacrifices down there. Unstable Vortex at least removes 2 Train Stewards, so the Train Stewards don't take up the center as much. The Merchant of Steel. The Speedstone is not bad. 200 attack with a Speedstone. It's fine. I guess I'll do that. We'll give my 200 attack guy a Speedstone. Mostly I'd like to re-roll, but if we re-roll we don't get another thing. We could go to a Merchant of Steel again next time. We won't again for a while after next time though, so we'll have to go next time I think, since we're not getting something else here. Ooh, Winged Steel is really nice. I like Winged Steel, let's do that. The champion having plus 50% health is basically useless. Conduit 2 or Chillwind? Probably Chillwind. Because where are we going to put Deathless Titan's Bane? Honestly. Maybe we do take the Conduit 2. It just only affects Blazing Bolts right now. Let's take Conduit 2. I don't feel good about that. But I don't feel good about my champion in general. So let's go to the next battle. We really hope our big guy ends up in the center, because if he doesn't, we can't really play him. I will turn on the Mark of Invasion. Alright, big guy in the center. Come on. Yes, big guy in the center. Unfortunately, the Mollusk Mage is in the front. We've got 2 Guard of the Unnamed that we could play. Do we want to do that at the top and just kind of ignore Tethys Titan's Bane for the most part? We could have Tethys Titan's Bane just die at the very beginning and have both of these at the top. I think I'm going to do that. Tethys Titan's Bane, goodbye. And then we're going to take Ember Drain, that's fine. We're taking Ember Drain because we want the Incants to start right now. Rubble Morsel goes here. Frozen Lance, we're going to play 1 here so that we get more Incant. And we're going to play 1 at the bottom because we can afford it. Okay. I prefer my guys not to die in the center, but they might die pretty quickly. Ooh, we've got to play Antumbra Assault against the Collector. Yeah, we're doing that. So we hit the Collector. Now, Magma Morsel or Antumbra Morsel? We probably want the Magma Morsel, I think. And then we've got 3 to spend. For the most part, I want to get rid of the Train Stewards and play Frozen Lance. The Frozen Lance in the center does nothing, so we might as well play it at the top because it does Incants. And we got a Deadweight. Alright, well, down here we're going to put this one and 2 Train Stewards. Should have put this one in front. Alright, well, our center has been diminishing quite fast. We can play an Offering Token at the top. Let's start there. 2 Mind Collapses. I don't think 2 Mind Collapses is that useful. I don't think so. We're gonna get rid of 1 of the Mind Collapses. Yeah, we can't kill things with Mind Collapse. except for you, which we will. And the only way to do that is with hitting you with Umbra Assault first. And Shade Splitter, Frozen Lance up here. The Mind Collapse kills you. And then a Shade Splitter at the top so we get more of that. And then Umbra Morsel seems good so that we can get more health on you. Rebel Morsel goes down here. Alright, I think I like a lot of the things in my deck, we just need to reduce how many minions we have in the deck. I want to play Blazing Bolts, because if we play Blazing Bolts, then it upgrades itself. Let's do it here. Alright, it did something. Offering Token we of course play up here. We can discard the Guardian's Amulet, I guess. Play another spell up here. And then, how much do we care about Frozen Lance? Basically not at all. So let's play the two Shade Splitters instead. And we'll give you a Magma Morsel. I do want you to get more health, but Rebel Morsel just does so little in terms of health. I'm kind of surprised my Train Stewards at the bottom have been surviving as long as they have. A brief respite. We have Offering Token. Do I want to play it in the middle or at the top? At the top, because we get 2 incants, and your health we care about more than the other ones. Alright, next. Offering Token. We can play all of those. So which one do we least want to play? The Umbra Assault, because it's not going to kill anything. Was I right? Yeah, it was not going to kill anything. So, Shade Splitter, Shade Splitter. Frozen Lance. Frozen Lance here doesn't do anything because you attack quickly and kill that one. So the Frozen Lances also go up here. And then I want you to have more attack, I guess. The Lifesteal doesn't do anything. And then the Rebel Morsel can go here. Train Steward made it to the boss, surprisingly. Regen 21. Well, that's annoying. We want to play a Shade Splitter up here. The Mind Collapse can't kill anything. So let's play 3 spells, or 3 cards first. I want you to have more health. We got Blazing Bolts, which we could play. Okay. We'll play Blazing Bolts at the bottom. Right? Well, no, because you've got 21 regen. Play it at the top. Alright, now we've got the maximum Blazing Bolts. And we can play Mind Collapse at the top just for the incants. Alright, I think we win at the top. Do we win in the center? We do win in the center. You're huge. Did you know that you're huge? Alright, take less damage. Just having the 200 attack unit in the center is really good, it seems. Ice Storm? Ice Storm is pretty nice with the Mollusk Mages. So I'm gonna take an Ice Storm. Excavation Eruption? Ember Cache. Ember Cache is great for incant. Now, we wanted to go this way, so we shall. I'm going to have to think about what to do with my Mollusk Mages, because I realize that I have a fair amount of things in the deck. Most likely I'm thinking Shadow Siege, Siren of the Sea, Super Mollusk Mage. That's what I'm thinking about being in the center. But that also means that we never duplicate another one of those. And that seems kind of silly, right? But then we don't get the Mollusk Mage. I'm gonna have to decide what to do about that. Divine Temple, we're definitely gonna sacrifice. I like both of those as well. Merchant of Steel. Immortal Stone is pretty pointless. Yeah. Guess they could go on a Mollusk Mage, but do we really want that on Mollusk Mage? I think I will put that on Mollusk Mage. Because the Mollusk Mage is going to die at some point. And then I think we just re-roll. Large Stone we will happily put on Shadow Siege. Make it even bigger. I mean, it can't be bigger, actually, but make it even bigger. Do we want you to have a Heartstone or a Battle Stone? I think we're going to choose a Battle Stone. Alright, so now we have to engage Pact, sacrifice the Guard of the Unnamed to the Shadow Siege. And then our plan is to sacrifice a Mollusk Mage to a Mollusk Mage. True Stone. True Stone on Blazing Bolts, maybe? Or on Mind Collapse? I'm going to put it on Mind Collapse. Extreme Stone we kind of want to put on Ice Storm. Put it on Ice Storm. Okay, we want more of those stones, by the way. Let's move on. We have filled all of the units that we're planning to keep. Yeah. Those three and the Mollusk Mage. We filled you guys up to the top. Crystal Cloak. I think we'll do just fine against you. You are unfortunate because sometimes you've got Stealth 2. I'm going to turn this on. Remember our champion does nothing for us? We did not get our big guy in the center. Very unfortunate. We got the Siren of the Sea. I don't think we have the ability to play the big guy. Oh, we do with Ember Cache. Alright. So we might play you... We can't fit you anywhere. Never mind. You will never be played this time. Let's play the Tethys Titan's Bane and the Guard of the Unnamed at the top. I'm going to accept Ember Drain. So, Ember Drain to get... Do I want to play this here because you having the Incant is kind of better? Yes. And then you having the Incant is kind of better. And Mind Collapse can kill one of the big ones. Alright. Ice Storm. We're going to play Ice Storm in the center where the Mollusk Mage is. And then Ember Cache. We can play the Frozen Lance up here for free. And we can play a Mind Collapse. Doesn't do enough damage. We can play it in the center for... We can't. Alright, you know what? We don't play the Mind Collapse. Play the Shade Splitter here. Put the Morsel there. We need to get rid of those Train Stewards. Having 2 Train Stewards show up in the center is real bad. We can play the Offering Token and the Guardian's Amulet in the center. Let's start there. And then, if only we could do 2 damage to you, so we could hit you with Antumbra Assault. How unfortunate. I don't know what to do here. Let's play Shade Splitter in the center. The Umbra Assault I want to play in the center. It at least makes it so that we kill that one, right? We could play the Umbra Assault at the bottom to kill one of those. I like that as a thing we do. And then Frozen Lance here. We're not killing you. How sad. And then up here we're playing the Morsel Miner and the Magma Morsel. And then these two can go at the bottom and die. Okay. Don't like how this one is going so far. I like my 200 attack unit in the center. We don't have that. We have a Mollusk Mage. I like playing the Mollusk Mage. We need to kill this one, and I think we can. I would also like to kill that one. But the Mollusk Mage is going to go at the top. Right? So that we kill this one. I think we really need to kill that one. So we're going to put the Mollusk Mage at the top. It's going to go in front. And then not die? It will die. Oh man, you're going to deal a lot of damage. I do not like that. Alright, first things first. We kill you. And then you are dying, but we would like you to die with Frozen Lances. We can't kill you with Frozen Lances. How sad. But at least we can do more damage to you. If we play a Frozen Lance. Ooh, Blazing Bolts, there we go. Blazing Bolts is what we want. Now, this one dies. Wow, I'm surprised we managed to get that one to die. We're going to play the Umbra Morsel here. We still want you to die. And then an Umbra Morsel at the bottom and just let it die. So in the center, this Train Steward is dying, so my center is almost gone. At least we can play morsels in the center now. As well as this Mollusk Mage, actually. Blazing Bolts. Ooh, alright. Let's play Excavated Ember first. We're going to play that at the top. Umbra Assault. We could play that in the center to kill that one. I think we will. So we're going to play the Mollusk Mage here. Let's play the Offering Token at the top. Discard a Shade Splitter. Play Excavated Ember. And then play a Shade Splitter. I'm going to kill this one with the Umbra Assault. Like I said I wanted to. And then we're going to play Blazing Bolts here. Gone, everybody. And now, if we put one in front, then we don't take damage, which is nice. And we want the Magma Morsel, and you could have some lifesteal, why not? The Crystal Cloak. Man, it feels worse going against the Crystal Cloak without my 200 health guy. But at least my units do have a fair amount of health. Discard you. Play the Shade Splitter. We can play Frozen Lance down there. I think it would be better to play it on any other floor. So let's play it on a different floor. And then Morsel Excavator. I mean, let's give you more attack. And then kill one of these. Now, we do have a Mind Collapse that we could play. We also have an Ice Storm. Really like to see the Ice Storm there. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to play the Frozen Lance first. And then a Shade Splitter here. We're going to play the Umbra Assault on you, I guess. I mean, it's still better to play the Mind Collapse on you. So play the Mind Collapse on you, unless we want the morsels. We do want the morsels. Alright. Play the Umbra Assault on you. Get a couple of morsels. Play Ice Storm here. Play Mind Collapse just for the Incant. And then we want to get rid of your Stealth, which we can do by playing a Rubble Morsel in front to get rid of some more Stealth. So most of the Stealth is going to be gone, and then we probably easily win at the top now. You have used all of your Stealth, taking out the center, and then we win at the top. Okay. I'm thinking Frenzied Swarm is nice. Another Guardian's Amulet. Do we want another Guardian's Amulet? We do have 2 offering tokens. You know what? I'm going to do that. Another Guardian's Amulet. We don't need that. We don't need those. Skip those. So, we mostly need to remove cards, which is going this way. We can duplicate a card, but it kind of can't be a minion. Let's peek in here. True Stone and Value Stone, both of those are nice. Let's go to Concealed Caverns and see what we see. We could get more money. Alright. I'm very happy to get 150 coins. Because we've got Guild Marker, these coins will be spent well. Now, next ring, I don't know what we're doing. The following ring, we're going to go this way, I think. If we need to remove more cards. Otherwise, go this way for the Merchant of Trinkets and the Merchant of Magic. So this time, we're probably going to do Merchant of Magic and remove more cards. I don't know. We'll figure that out then, I guess. One of the things that we absolutely need to do is engage Pact. Sacrifice this Mollusk Mage for the Endless Mollusk Mage. True Stone still goes well on Blazing Bolts. Goes really well on Ice Storm. Goes well on the other Mind Collapse too, but let's put it on Ice Storm. Ice Storm is ridiculous. And then the Value Stone is going to go on Blazing Bolts. And we have a lot of Pact Shards. A lot of Pact Shards. Remove the Train Stewards. And I think at this point we actually have the minions in the center that we want. So what do we duplicate? We could duplicate Ice Storm. I think we do, and I recognize that that means we're getting even more Pact Shards. We have 185 Pact Shards, and we're on the 6th battle. That's kind of silly. Alabaster Guardians have Spell Shield 5. Oh no. I mean, the one in the center is going to die super fast, though. Alright. That's a pretty good center, I think. So what we want to do is play the Tethys Titan's Bane at the top. I think we're going to do Ember Cache. We're going to play Ember Cache first. Don't really care about the Guardian's Amulet this turn. So let's play the Tethys Titan's Bane at the top. And then we could actually play the Frozen Lance at the top and still be able to play Guardian's Amulet. Which I guess is slightly better than just playing Frozen Lance in the center. We got a Shade Splitter. Let's play the Shade Splitter. And put a Rebel Morsel at the top. Alright. Now we should be killing everything quite easily. We want to play all of our spells in the center. That includes Shade Splitter. That includes Frozen Lance and Frozen Lance. Can we draw a card? The Ice Storm, excellent. Let's play the Offering Token first. Glad I played that first because we can actually use it to kill this one and still play the Ice Storm. Ice Storm goes in the center. Deals you a lot of damage. And then Rebel Morsel goes up here. I recognize in the Last Divinity battle, my champion is just going to die. That's all that's going to happen with the champion. It just dies. Alright, I want to play things in the center. We will play a Mind Collapse against you eventually. Until then, let's play Shade Splitters. Shade Splitter. A Frozen Lance. Draw a card. I do like that card. We're going to play that card... Oh, we can't kill one of those. How sad. We're going to play that card here and kill this one. We can't, because you've got Damage Shield. Alright, never mind. We will just play this to kill you. And then we'll play the rest of our spells here for all of the lovely Incant and the Magma Morsels at the top. The morsels are completely pointless at this point. I acknowledge that. Blazing Bolts and Ice Storm. Wow. Alright. Let's play the Blazing Bolts in the center. We probably play the Ice Storm at the top to deal more damage to the boss. And then Shade Splitter here. We can play the Offering Token and the Guardian's Amulet. I most want to do that just for the Incant, is the thing. And then I don't really want to do this at the center, so let's do it at the top and just hit the bots for some more. Alright, well, we're doing a couple things. We can say that. We're doing a couple things. Blazing Bolts in the center seems great. Just killed that back one. Alright. Shade Splitter. Frozen Lance. Let's see what we draw. We drew another Mind Collapse. This Mind Collapse is not as good as this one. So we'll just play this one against the boss. This Mind Collapse goes here, and Rebel Morsel goes there. I think this is straightforward, for the most part. A good, straightforward one. Excavation Eruption, a nice Storm in the center. Let's play a couple Frozen Lances first. We have another Ice Storm. Alright, well we're going to play one of those in the center. This doesn't deal enough damage to do much of anything, so let's just do it here. And then play an Ice Storm. We should play the Offering Token now. We're probably not going to discard this Ice Storm. Yeah, I'm going to put that back in the deck. And then Ice Storm at the bottom. We've dealt a fair amount of damage to the boss already. So, Excavated Ember. Start there. And then play a couple Shade Splitters. Draw a card. Drew another Shade Splitter. Let's play the Guardian's Amulet. And then consider whether we care to play this more. No, doesn't do anything. Let's play the Shade Splitter. And then play the 3 morsels at the top as usual. Final Wave. I think he will easily die in the center. We're going to play an Ice Storm here, though. We killed another one of those. Shade Splitter, Shade Splitter, Shade Splitter, Frozen Lance, Morsels. And then I think we've won. Let's click end turn and just click end turn again immediately. We have easily won. We even had an Ice Tornado that we could play, or an Ice Storm to play. Shroud Spike is kind of pointless. Deep Offering is not. The Siren Song, I don't really want the Siren Song. Let's take Deep Offering. And I want Kurzel's Compound the most, I think. Although I would like another Fell's Remorse too. And let's take Kurzel's Compound. And then we're going this way. We want to remove more cards. And we do want a Merchant of Magic. So, the champion. What in the world is the champion going to do? Honestly. It's just going to die immediately. I'm going to take Conduit 3. With the slight possibility that we might actually play it sometime. But that is very slight. Stack Stem. Ooh. I like a Forgotten Name. Ooh, we're going to take a Forgotten Name. Great. We're going to remove 2 cards. We don't have any more Train Stewards to remove. I think the next is just Shade Splitters. Yeah. The Shade Splitters, we're just going to have no useful place to place the morsels. Now, Stacked Stone? We could have apply more sap. I like that just fine, even though it costs 4 now. Power Stone. I'm going to put it on this Mind Collapse, the one that already has the True Stone. And then Emberstone goes on kind of anything. But preferably something that we would play every time we draw it in the center. Not the Blazing Bolts, I want to add damage to that. So, I guess it's going to be a Frozen Lance. Because we're not going to be able to remove all of those. Eternal Stone. Ooh, Eternal Stone on Deep Offering? I like that a lot. Eternal Stone on Deep Offering, and we are going to add an Emberstone to that one now. Surge Stone. I would be happy to put that on a Frozen Lance. Okay, we've spent a lot of money. Let's also purge a card. We're going to purge another Shade Splitter. I realize that there's a slight problem in that we're going against Seraph the Diligent. So we're gonna lose our spells. Yeah, that's a slight problem, isn't it? Well, let's deal with it when we get there. We don't want to make the deck too small, is the answer. Mark of Invasion. How do we deal with the ones at the top? Does the Mollusk, or not the Mollusk Mage, does the Champion deal with the ones at the top? No, you just die. I'm gonna do it anyway. We have a lot of things that deal damage. So we're going to turn this on. It's the best way to get 400 more gold, honestly. Because the Mark of Invasion here is not nearly as bad as many other things. You die immediately, which is interesting. It's interesting, at least. So, Tethys Titan's Bane, you don't die if we kill those first. So we're going to play an Offering Token in the center. Discard the Deadweight. Let's play... How much do we actually care about Tethys Titan's Bane surviving? We don't care. We don't care at all, do we? Play it at the bottom. Okay, we're going to play the Blazing Bolts at the top. It's kind of sad to play this one to kill all of those, but we'd rather play these in the center for the Incant. So, Umbra Assault, not kill you, unfortunately. But it can kill one of these. And then, do we have you survive? We could have you survive a turn by doing these two down here. Frozen Lance. This Mind Collapse, it can't kill you. It could have killed you if we had more Ember. Damage spells cost -3. Why doesn't this one have a +3 there? Oh well. It doesn't, and we're sad about that. Mollusk Mage will draw you next turn. The Mollusk Mage's purpose is just to be a temporary spell buff, basically. So we play the Self-Mutilation. We play a Frozen Lance and an Ice Storm in the center. Yeah, I think so. Frozen Lance and Ice Storm in the center. Frozen Lance first. And then the Ice Storm, we really want to kill the Collector, you know? Mind Collapse, unfortunately, doesn't kill anything. So we're going to play the Mollusk Mage down here, where it survives. It survives because the champion dies. And then we can do this at least. Ooh, we can actually kill that one. Oh, alright. How about that? And then we can play a Shade Splitter here and actually can't save the champion. But we can have the Mollusk Mage get bigger. And it does keep those buffs. Deep Offering, I like that. I also like the Guardian's Amulet offering token. Let's do that first. Offering token, Guardian's Amulet. We're going to play that other Guardian's Amulet with Deep Offering, by the way. So, let's play an Ice Storm at the bottom. Could play it in the center. We should probably play it in the center, actually. Even though it does more damage at the bottom. Frozen Lance, we will play in the center. And then, how much do we really care about these cards versus playing Deep Offering? Play Deep Offering. Now we can play Ember Cache. And we could play an Umbra Assault to deal you some damage. I think I'm going to do that. Alright, we've got our Mollusk Mage again. Happy to play the Mollusk Mage again. So, play the Self-Mutilation, play the Mollusk Mage at the bottom. This one we can play on 0, so let's not worry about it just yet. Ice Storm. I don't want to play that in the center, even though it does more damage at the bottom, because we really want this one to die. So let's go. Okay. Now we play the Mind Collapse down here to kill this one. And then the Frozen Lance can go here. And then the Rubble Morsel can actually keep my Mollusk Mage alive. Alright. We have an Offering token with a Guardian's Amulet. We can even do the bigger Guardian's Amulet. We have an Ice Storm that we can play in the center. We have an Offering token that we can play in the center with Guardian's Amulets. Excellent. We can now play Umbra Assault to kill this one and gain some morsels. And we can play... Let's play the Frozen Lances here. And then the Mind Collapse does a little bit of damage at the bottom. We don't really care about that little bit of damage. We mostly care about the Incant. So, if we put one of these in front... If we put the other one behind, it doesn't get eaten because it dies on the spikes. That's okay. It dies on the spikes. Blazing Bolts. I like to see that. Let's play Excavated Ember first. Let's play the Offering Token with the Guardian's Amulet. Let's play Blazing Bolts. I'm going to play this Offering Token, because I don't think we care about all of these. Yeah, okay. That makes it really easy. Let's play the Ice Storm. And then I think we play Deep Offering. Alright. Well, another Ice Storm. Let's not play that until we play these two. Now we play the Ice Storm. And then we play Shade Splitter, and we put the morsel at the bottom. Alright. You die, that's expected. We have many things that we can do. Let's play the Guardian's Amulet here. Because Sap 4 on you will be nice. And then, should we just play things at the bottom? I think we should just play things at the bottom. Because they do so much damage at the bottom. Okay. The Mollusk Mage dies. We're going to have to put it at the top this turn. Mollusk Mage at the top. So that you can deal damage next turn. Why am I thinking about that? There is no next turn. Let's just win. Okay. I think our deck is quite strong. We could have more sap in the deck. We could have Unnamed Tome. How much do we want that? It's not great for Seraph the Diligent. It kind of is, because it gives us another thing to play first turn. Alright, or first during the turn. Another Blazing Bolts. I mean, we're probably going to go to a Merchant of Magic, so we could take another Blazing Bolts. We could take an Excavation Eruption. But I think let's take another Blazing Bolts. Okay, let's go this way. I do want to remove cards, but I really want the Merchant of Magic. So let's go this way. Let's take some health. A True Stone, which we could put on the Blazing Bolts that we already have upgraded. A Value Stone that we can put on the other Blazing Bolts. We have 225 Pact Shards. You know, that might be too much, honestly. We have also 1,000 gold to spend. Eternal Stone. Could put it on Ember Cache. I do kind of like it on Ember Cache. And then let's look at the Merchant of Trinkets. Mask of Penumbra kind of draws us a card sometimes, because we do have 2 Shade Splitters still in the deck. And I'd rather take out the Umbra Assaults than the Shade Splitters, if we get Mask of Penumbra. The first Health Pact affects our Mind Collapses and nothing else. That's not very significant. Hell's Banners doesn't do too much for us. Only when we have morsels does it do anything for us. Although, we do have an Endless unit. I don't know. Let's take the Mask of Penumbra. We're definitely going to reroll here. I don't know if we're going to get the Hell's Banner or not. Emberstone. Emberstone can go on Ember Cache. Kind of want that. The Surge Stone could go on an Umbra Assault or a Frozen Lance. Put it on a Frozen Lance. And then let's reroll here. Permafrost. Not the one we want. Okay, so we only really want to spend 40 more there. In that case, I think we will take Hell's Banners and reroll. Refined Void is only okay. I do like Tethys' Scales with the deck that we have. And I guess Jackstrips is pretty useful. Okay. And then we can spend exactly 40 in the Merchant of Magic. So, Surge Stone on a Frozen Lance or an Umbra Assault. Put it in an Umbra Assault. Emberstone we're going to play on a Shade Splitter? Let's play it on a Shade Splitter. Especially now that we have Hell's Banners. Alright, let's go. We got down to 0 gold. Going up against Seraph the Diligent, I have to remember that the first card I play consumes, the first spell. Because that will matter this time. Oh, our Mollusk Mage is in the back this time. So, first spell card consumes. Play the Vengeful Shard, play the Vengeful Shard. Play the Tethys Titan's Bane. I don't know if we want to play it at the top or the bottom, honestly. Let's play it at the top. Okay, we definitely don't want to consume Blazing Bolts, so I think we're going to consume an Offering Token. And discard an Offering Token. So, Unnamed Tome. We could play that now, but I kind of want to keep it for next turn, so that we can consume it next turn. Let's play Mind Collapse here, and Blazing Bolts here. Okay. Ooh, you've got a lot of stealth. Oh my. I want to play the first thing consumes. I do not mind the Umbra Assault consuming. So let's consume that one. And then that means we can consume this one a later turn. So, let's play the morsels at the top. We have stuff to spend. At this point, unless we can kill things at the bottom, which we can, let's kill things at the bottom. Great. And then otherwise, we just want to incant these guys a lot, so that they get stronger. I'm going to play the Deep Offering now, in preference to a Shade Splitter for one of the Ember. Yeah. Unfortunately, we lose the Unnamed Stone. Now, Shade Splitter we will play, because we can afford it. This one I kind of want to play at a future time, because it consumes, and we are in this one where we're worried about how many cards we get to play. Do we play the Umbra Assault, though? Even though it consumes. I don't know. I think I'm going to play the Frozen Lance then, since I do want to incant you guys. And we didn't have another Ember to spend to incant them. Alright, we kind of have to play this one. Whatever we play first consumes. The Frozen Lance already consumes, so we'll play it. So now we've done the consume. Let's play the Ember Cache. We'll want those later. Blazing Bolts. This one is the one that still needs to upgrade. We could play that at the top. So that we could play... Actually, we can play the Ice Storm and the Mind Collapse. How about that? We can play a lot of things. We want to play the Frozen Lance first. Frozen Lance first. Now we can play the Mind Collapse to kill this... this one only. This one's just getting 3 damage from a forgotten name, I think. And then we can play Blazing Bolts and Ice Storm at both at the bottom. Great. Alright, you have something that might be killing you. Alright, what do we want to consume? The thing that already consumes when we play it. So now we can play Ember Cache to get more cards that consume when we play them. And then we don't have a very good turn, is the problem. So we could save you, and we will. And then if Frozen Lance doesn't kill you, so we might as well play it in the center for the Incant. Alright. We might play this Unnamed Tome next turn, depending on what we draw. I think we will. We'll play it here, so that we don't get that from you. Alright. So we finally played that. We can play a Vengeful Shard, we can play Excavated Ember. We can play so many things in the center. This one still needs to upgrade. Let's do that upgrade. Let's do Ice Storm. Let's do a Frozen Lance. And then we could kill you with a Mind Collapse. And I guess I will. And the Umbra Assault, I'm going to keep in the deck. For now. So, this one consumes anyway, so we play that. We play the Offering Token and Guardian's Amulet. We want to kill things in the center, so I think we're going to play an Ice Storm in the center. Shade Splitter, of course. We can play the Magma Morsel up there. We got another Excavated Ember. Let's play it. We got a Frozen Lance. Frozen Lance doesn't quite kill you. The Mind Collapse does with how much we have right now, but we don't want to play that, because we want to play Deep Offering. So let's just play Blazing Bolt. Actually, the Frozen Lance does kill you because you've got Spell Weakness. Alright. Then we play Blazing Bolts, and then we play Deep Offering. And Vengeful Shard, at least we can play. And let's play this here to do the Incant. Alright. We're doing just fine in this battle. I mean, Seraph the Patient has 7 stealth and 5 spell shield, so there are problems, granted. There are problems, but we're doing just fine otherwise. We already consumed... Which one did we consume? I think we consumed one of the Excavated Embers that time. So let's do another one. I will play the Offering Token with the Guardian's Amulet. We'll play both of these Vengeful Shards. We hate them. We'll play the Shade Splitter. We will play a Rubble Morsel at the top to save our guy at the top again. And then I do want to play the Mind Collapse down here. We can do that after we play these two things. I'm going to play them in the center because we most need you guys to get your enhance. Because we need the health to get past all of that stealth on Seraph. The stealth on Seraph is real bad. Alright, the final wave. What do we do? We have to consume something. We could consume this Umbra assault, which already consumes. Let's do that. And then we will be playing the Vengeful Shard. We'll be playing both of these morsels, of course. And then the Ember Cache I want. The Guardian's Amulet kind of seems pointless unless we play it at the bottom. Is it better than playing Ice Storm at the bottom? I think it actually is, which is kind of sad. Let's play it though. Sap 4. And then Mind Collapse we can do here, and it almost kills you. Almost kills you. Alright. Now, here's the big question. Are we winning? We are not. We have to change that. We don't need to play the Vengeful Shard, we're going to play Deep Offering. So, Shade Splitter, Frozen Lance, Blazing Bolts. We'll play this up here too, and then we play the Deep Offering. We can play Offering Token, which helps a lot, because we sap 2 again. Oh, we're not doing enough damage by kind of a long shot, actually. Alright, well, Ice Storm is the best that we can do now. Oh my. Your Stealth 5 is so bad. I think we might be dying. We have a chance from spells at the top, but remember that we still have 3 spell shield on Seraph. Okay. Do we have what we need? Hard to tell. The Ember Cache we play first? The Guardian's Amulet does basically nothing up here. We really need that draw to see what we draw. So let's play the Mollusk Mage. The Mollusk Mage can go in front. We are going to play this Ice Storm up here to deal a bunch of damage. And then we're going to play Ember Cache to draw a card. Guess we could play a Vengeful Shard to draw a card. No! Guardian's Amulets are the only thing we have. Alright. We needed another spell that did a lot of damage at the top. Like the Blazing Bolts and another Ice Storm. If we had gotten some of those, we might have actually won. But we lost. Oh. We lost again. Did we get a record this time? We did. Incant triggers 1,198. At least we keep getting records. You know, I do like that part. Since this was a loss, no new Max Covenant win, nor mastered cards. Still on the right are the 7 cards I have left to master, none of which showed up in this run. On the left, I am featuring Shadow Siege, which is a great unit, very difficult to play unless you happen to have Sketches of Salvation. Shadow Siege also reaches my 10 battle threshold in this run. Mollusk Mage becomes the 38th card that I've brought into at least 100 battles where I stop counting. Thank you for your service, Mollusk Mage. I'm sure we will cross paths once again in future runs. For artifacts, this run was heavily influenced by Sketches of Salvation. An amazing artifact, because it prevents you from having to draw all of your units, it prevents you from having to spend Ember on all of your units, and it doesn't matter how much space they take up. It's like getting +4 cards, +10 Ember, and +10 space on the first turn. Tethys' Scales I only had for one battle, but I show it here because it remains one of the few clan artifacts that I have not yet brought to at least 10 battles. Check out my tracking sheet, link in the video description, new episodes every Saturday, and thanks for watching.